That's Black Panther. Is making the buzz. And our cinemas here in Ghana is choked. If you like, try it, you would see. Well, but we're also talking about our own local productions and how Chief Moment has been talking about Mansa Musa and needing money to produce Mansa Musa when, you know, we've also heard that the producer of this Black Panther wants to also venture into this Mansa Musa. We're mixing that up with other entertainment issues. Let me just introduce to you my guest. Chief Moment is a playwright, spoken word artist. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mama V.
Michael Ola is a member of the Film Producers Association. You're still a member, are you?
Yeah, I still hold my membership card.
Okay, cool. And then, of course, Prince Tsegah, a.k.a. The Dawn. He's my colleague, but he's on Hits 103.9 FM.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. It's good to have all of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll start with you, Chief.
Yes, Mama V.
Do we still owe you as estates?
Well, yeah, of course, it was never settled. You know, finally, as we are getting closer to March, the whole incident is coming back to me, you know, the pain and the anxiety and the anguish. Let's see how I survive.
It was your Independence Day package.
I know, right?
Yeah. But Black Panther, you've seen Black Panther?
Yes, I had to go see it.
Michael has seen Black Panther as well?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. As for Prince and I, we've been following the...
No, I refuse
Why is
to
that?
Go. I refuse to go.
Why is that?
It's because, like, I feel that this hype should be given to one of our own.
Local productions.
Yes. It's like we seem to be still tied to the apron strings of the Westerners. And for me, it's not too good because we have an industry here. But look at how we are all about Black Panther. Ola paid 70 Ghana cedis to go and watch Black Panther.
You paid 70 Ghana?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, how? I mean,
yeah.
No, but maybe you should understand why we did
Ghana
that.
40 Ghana.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's because that was the opening.
I did an early bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I just wanted to show some kind of affiliation with our local people by not attending the Black Panther.
But the fact that you are not. But is it worth the hype? Is it worth the hype?
I would say this was the hype. I saw it yesterday. I went at 7 o'clock. It was choked at the Accra bed. Silver Bed Accra Mall. So I had to buy against the 9:40 showing. I just decided to go relax. I came back, the whole place was choked. A lot of people trying to enter. I was like, come on, for a movie. So I sold the ticket and I still went back and waited till like 10:30. I said, let me just pass and see what's happening. I went there. Apparently they fill one theater, they open another theater hall. I don't even think anyone went there to watch any other movie apart from Black Panther. So I finally got into one of the theaters around 10:30 and I watched it. I feel that, yeah, it is indeed worth the hype. I'll give it, if I'm a strict marker, I'll give it 7. But if I'm relaxed, I'll give it 8 over 10.
Michael?
7 over 10?
Yeah.
I'll give it like 8 on straight. Relax, I'll give it 9.
Okay.
Because look, this is the first time we've had a movie that has all black, cast. And then, I mean, that is why there's a whole buzz about it. Because Mama, from the time, I think from 1978 when they started doing these superheroes movies, they've always been white people. So people kept thinking, why? Is it only white that can be superheroes? Can't a black man be a superhero? So right from Superman to Batman to Spider-Man, Captain America started in 1978 or so, up to the recent one, all white.
Yeah.
So this is the first time we've had a black man and black people doing our black thing in our black way. That's why we enjoy it.
Yeah. And I owe you 40 Ghana, Chief Moment.
But personally, I don't know what you expected.
Yes.
Hollywood blockbuster movie.
Of course.
I mean, do you expect anything less?
Not at all.
Yeah, so, I don't know, but I would prefer you use the word African and Europeans instead of the black and the white. Sounds quite...
No, but most of the people
let's do the
watch
right thing. Let's do the right
thing.
Okay,
if that will make you take your...
We talk about racism, but we forget and also use racist words like black. You are an African, you're not a black guy.
Okay, so listening to what you said, the Don said, whilst you said something, Mama, the story has always been that anytime you have to show a hero, it has never been the African or the black African or the African American.
Are you sure? Because I know Wesley Snipes.
Hold on, I'm coming. I'll show you why. Wesley Snipes did Blade, the sequel 1 to 3.
Yes, apart from Blade, he did Passenger 57.
That was not a superhero movie. We are talking superhero movies.
Yes.
You understand? Because it comes with some...
the Spider-Man...
Superman, Batman, Captain America, Thor, and then Iron Man. You see all these people. Look at Look at what we are doing. So, and even the recent one, Ant-Man, and now they are doing Ant and Wasp. These are all, you know, white Americans. So everybody was asking, why are we not having the change? So Marvel just thought that, okay, they have a comic book that has got some black history and story. And the whole story is even centered around the way we blacks, our storyline is. That's what makes it amazing, because it's all about this chieftaincy thing. We've been doing these chieftaincy stories over and over. And the interesting thing about the movie is, one thing we would have used witchcraft, they use technology.
I think that,
Okay.
But for the benefit of those who haven't seen the movie, if you could just give us a synopsis of, like...
Oh.
So
I don't
but
know.
let me
now you're
ask.
hosting. Thank you.
No,
But-
I'm curious.
No.
That's all.
You go and pay the money and watch it.
Don't mind. That is Chelsea football. You have got to pay to watch.
But listen,
yeah.
the other side of it, have we had our own cinemas getting choked like we've seen the past couple of days?
I think that we have to look at it within the global context. Black Panther is not just a phenomenon in Ghana, it is around the world. And you have to also understand that globally people are tired of stories that come out of Africa or that portray Africa in a negative light. So it's about the poverty, it's about the disease, it's about the war that continues to entrench particular narratives about Africa to the rest of the world. So there's been a demand or an interest to see more edifying, more inspirational stories coming from the continent. So Marvel put in $200 million, one of the biggest budget, into a movie that is centered around Africa.
How much have you been looking for, by the way?
$2 million. That is centered around Africa, you know, definitely created a lot of hype and fed into that narrative or that desire to get movies that are empowering. And now you can understand that they spend a lot of money in the production, but they also spend a lot of money in the marketing and the distribution. So Hollywood spends as much money in marketing their movies as much as they spend in producing the movies. So you are working against a global giant. The budget for just this Black Panther movie is more than quadruple the entire budget of our whole tourism and creative art ministry, and even the entire Ministry of Energy. So that's a lot of money. So definitely you can understand the way people are responding to it, because when you do something bold and you invest a lot of money and the product is good, it is going to triumph. That's why I'm saying that why don't I put together the biggest theater production in Ghana, at least within our context, the most expensive one you have seen, about the richest man to have ever lived. And I believe that if the production is powerful enough and we're able to invest a lot of money in the hype and the marketing, people will come out to see it. And we're targeting 1 million audience over a 2 to 3 year period.
Is this a Ghana production, or this is
Ghana Black Panther?
Are you hoping that this would be an Africa thing, or a world thing, or a Ghana thing?
I mean, it's a Ghana. It is being spearheaded by Ghanaian creativity. Of course, we are going to get, because we want to make it a Pan-Africanist approach, we are going to get actors and some other people from across Africa. Even though we're saying Mansa Musa, he's just the conduit, but the production would really be about African heritage and African royalty and our glorious past, essentially. So more or less like a Wogbajeke for Africa, but even imagine Wogbajeke on steroids, with more people, with more investment, with great costumes. And the idea is that we'll take it on tour across the country, across the sub-region, across the entire continent of Africa, and across the world. You know, the theater is such that if you invest in a very good production, it can play for years to come. Phantom of the Opera, The Lion King, these are productions that have been playing for decades and have made millions of dollars. Even the actors in these productions are multi-millionaires. So I believe that we can create a product that would capture the world's attention and that can tour the world, and we'll continue to make millions out of it for years to come.
So the Dawn.
Yo, I'm surprised that Chief Movement is looking for money that even our ministries put together. And he's looking for the money here in Ghana.
Well,
There's nothing impossible.
we are
But
trying.
he's looking for $2 million,
Just
not
2
200
million,
million.
Not $200 million.
A fraction of that amount.
A fraction of the amount of money.
Yeah.
Well,
To do something
Yeah, somebody just
groundbreaking.
1%.
And there was a certain appeal. Initially, I mean, we all thought it was towards xylophone, but you came back and you
of
brought
course.
in it.
I mean,
I wonder what you think about this approach.
his approach.
Yes.
Well, I think it's oversimplistic. Looking at the amount of money needed, just putting it on the Facebook, I want to so and so. You know, clearly when you do things like that, people don't take you too seriously. I don't know, maybe that's why he hasn't gotten any proper response. Because they would wonder, oh, you were talking about a colossal sum of money, and then you are treating it as if it's 200 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, I mean, this is 200 Ghana cedis.
You know,
It depends on your context.
I'm looking at
of
the
course, I understand
society
what
in
you're
which we
saying.
live and the kind of economy we have.
Yeah.
That amount of money is quite a chunk to be put in a movie.
That's the cost of 20 V8s, by the way.
Well, cost of 20 years.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm just putting it out there. It's a strategy. You see, what you are doing is that it is disruption.
If every ministry, I mean, how many
if
ministers?
any minister will forgo one of their VAs.
That's it.
Yes. So for me, I think it's a good. It's a lofty idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it that somebody would have such aspirations.
Absolutely.
But then, please, let's do it properly. So
But
that,
what is properly in your context?
No,
It's not like
properly
I
in my
just go out there
context
and
is
want to
that
sit.
properly in my context is that you write a full proposal, details, very comprehensive one, of course, submit it to
whom?
The one you are asking the money. You are asking Nana Appiah Mensah, weren't you?
How many years have I been doing Obedeke in this country?
No,
How many proposals have we not submitted?
No.
Even the one that went to the presidency.
100,000, 200,000 is we're not getting. But you see, I think I understand what you're saying perfectly, but it is a multifaceted approach. It's not like I'm just putting this on Facebook and sleeping and saying, yeah, you don't know what we've done.
No, but I would have believed that.
So you've sent proposals
Yeah,
to specific places.
we've been sending concepts out to people. We've been sending budgets and projections out to people just to see that this is a viable business opportunity.
What's the
Now come and
feedback
let's talk.
like?
We're still trying to. And remember that the world, we're not just looking at Ghana. I mean, I'm putting this out there. Even the response from people alone will make someone know that, okay, people are interested in this product. When I put it on, within a short period of time, I had over 400 shares, almost 1,000 likes, to show you that at least something like that can triumph. And you don't know who is watching. Tyler Perry might probably be reading it, some foreign investor. So now we must understand that the world is a global village, and things can move very fast and things can go viral very fast. So the strategy for putting it out there, I might not even get the money from Xylophone or any of the people I mentioned, but because of what I did and how I'm testing the idea, someone somewhere can open up some connection. It doesn't mean that we're not trying to get people's attention on the background, sending proposals. And down there, we've been doing that for the past 10 years. Right now, it's all about disruption. I know that this can. Let me not talk too much.
Michael,
I believe that. I believe that in presenting something really gives us the impression of what it's going to be like.
Yes.
Now, I would have preferred that even before even putting it out, you come out with something in relation to Mansa Musa.
Have you seen Obedeke before?
Try some education. No. You are talking about what you've done before. I'm talking about the current one that you intend to do.
Yes.
At least, you know, when you give people an idea of what you intend to do, it whips up interest.
But if you see the production,
because some people may not really connect.
You don't throw out
no
idea just like that.
No. He's already said he's already said that he wants to produce a Mansa Musa.
So we should do a mini Mansa Musa.
Yes, no. I'm looking at trying to market the whole idea.
But that's my point.
Yes, if you are able to get people to tap into the storyline, now selling it on a larger scale is quite easier than rather just putting the larger chunk out and expecting people to ride along with it. Some of them may not easily identify. Look, I'm just trying to help you to
I'm trying to understand what you are saying.
You say what he's a dog.
No, I'm trying to understand because I don't understand what you're saying.
But this is the area that I want to go.
Okay.
Should our industry be worried that locally we're so crazy about a certain production that is not even Ghanaian?
No, I don't think
the fact that they're black. I know you don't like that, but let me say it that way. They're black skinned people, and
what's wrong with this man?
Because and I asked the question: have we seen our cinemas, people queuing up? And I can imagine the weekend is just around the corner, and there'll be many more people. And I've heard Evans Mensah saw it, and he says this is not those movies that you watch once. You have to watch it again.
I'm thinking of going to watch it again.
I wonder when we will get to this point.
We should not be worried. We should be challenged. Since I came back from the Black Panther production, I haven't slept until now. I just got back from home.
You're thinking about the movie?
No, I feel that if someone has been able to do something like that in probably a developed country, I should be able to do something similar.
You owe me then. I don't owe you 40 Ghana.
So I just woke up and I just put together something again. So today I'll be releasing another salvo.
You owe me. You owe me.
So I don't think we should be worried. We should be challenged. Because it's all across, whether it is in movie, whether it's in industry, whether it's in technology. Someone has created Facebook that we're all using, right? We all queue to watch. There was a Chelsea something match recently. We're all watching. That's football. So in every facet of our society, we know that others have advanced way before us. So we should be challenged in order to chase and even overtake them.
Michael, Film Producers Association.
What have we done? This one is way beyond. Is way beyond our budget for the next 15 years. But Mamabi, you know, like he rightly said, and when you watch a movie that has got quality, it only motivates you, makes you believe in yourself that you can do something, if not the same, even better. But the challenge we have has always been finance.
Of course.
Somebody just doled out $200 million to shoot a movie. That movie was shot in about 6 months. But before they started shooting, they had started promoting the movie, doing
Like
film
I'm
festivals and stuff.
Like you're doing.
Yeah.
Because they already had their cast. So whenever they attend a film festival, the cast is there, they started talking about it. So the buzz you are seeing has been planned for like 2-3 years before now.
Of course.
That's how the work goes. But look, bring it to our country and say, let me ask for $50,000 to shoot a movie, and nobody will give it to you.
Of course.
You were asking if people have killed before. Yes, people have killed before for
Kufas.
Yeah, the last
John
one.
and John.
John and John.
For days.
Yes,
Weeks.
for like, I think, no weeks, but I think it was for 4 days or 5 days. There was a lot of queue.
Yeah.
The whole cinema rooms were booked and stuff like that. It means we can do it.
Yeah.
But the finance to, pump into it has always been the problem. We have a ministry whose budget is about 76 million Ghana cedis. That is what has been proposed. But as to what she will get out of these 76, we don't know. She might even get maybe 16 million. You understand?
Yeah, that's less than $20 million.
That's less than $20 million.
For the proposed budget.
You understand?
For the entire Ministry of Tourism.
Pumping money into the industry has always been the challenge. And sometimes I'm a bit uncomfortable when people think that you can use 500,000 Ghana cedis to shoot a movie and you want to compare that one with a $200 million
Of course.
movie. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. We will get there. We are being challenged as Black Africans that it is possible. So we will get there.
If people
this movie has got African actors in there.
Yes.
We probably have to push our own to go further and probably bring out some
We
experience.
had there were names. That there will be a Ghanaian, there will be a Nigerian, like names started coming out, but they swerved everybody. It was part.
Yeah, people were just just playing around it because they didn't know the actual cast. But if you had wanted to know, Marvel had already printed a cast even before 2016.
Of course.
So everybody who really knew the truth knew who was in the movie. But it wasn't shot in Africa though. Don't forget.
Of course.
It was shot in studios and
I heard even in one of Tyler Perry's studio.
Yeah. So it was not really something that was shot in Africa anyway. But the storyline and the plot is all African. That's what makes it beautiful.
African inspired.
So is it that we're looking for African heroes? Like we're looking for African superheroes?
Yeah, we had Kwakwanansi already, but we couldn't market it.
Essentially.
We're looking for African.
Very well produced African.
No, African stories produced in Hollywood actually. Because we've already had African stories produced in Africa.
Of course.
But the one that have to go far as Hollywood is what we're looking for.
Well,
I heard Prince David say,
Yes.
I think it was on Monday, on Drive Time with Lexus, talk about the fact that he featured in a low-budget Hollywood movie. You didn't talk about it in Ghana.
Because we didn't know.
Why did he have to say it after he had already
Yes,
done
we didn't know.
We should have started talking about it. That's how it works.
It's almost like you guys are jealous when one of your own is
No, you need to
something
sell yourself out. We need to know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, nobody knows what you are doing. You're in your own world. You're lost out.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's about publicity. Now, Chief Moment said he couldn't sleep. Please sleep. Do you know the reason why? Before any serious business-minded person will give you such a colossal amount of money, he must figure out ways to get his money back with profits.
Oh yeah, and we propose.
And clearly, the kind of industry we
is the
have.
2 million so insane?
No, it sounds very
like,
insane to him.
Yeah.
No, you're not getting where I'm coming from. The kind of industry we have, we don't have any proper structures that can guarantee that you're going to get that money back. So for me, what we need to be doing now as a nation, as a people, is not the funding aspect. Let's try and put the structures first. Let's force for that to be done. Let the framework be there. Then, after we talk about funding, it's just like you haven't built your house. You're talking of furnishing. Wait, let me finish.
How can you build structures with no funding?
Let me finish.
Any way you look at it.
No, we are talking about money for a production. Let's not mix the point. Ola, let's not mix the point. He's talking about money for production, that he was having sleepless nights, he's challenged, he wants to do something. And I said, it's fine. But the structures for recouping that money plus profit must be clear. Something we don't have. Something we are working towards.
So essentially, you're saying that our producers must, and as much as they're looking for funding, they must also think about how those who are going to put their monies in their productions would get those monies
Yes,
back
because
everybody would do it for profit.
Of course. Why did they even stop producing in the first place? Because after a while they spend money and the money is not coming back.
We are talking about
that is why they even start.
We are talking about stage play here, not movies.
Let me just take 30 seconds.
My friend, Black Panther is a stage play.
No, his own is a stage play. He's not going to shoot a movie.
Well.
He thinks you are going to shoot a movie.
No, it's not a movie. It's a stage play.
It's a stage play. It's not a movie.
Yes. Okay. Well,
But
it's a
it's still
different
production.
thing.
It's still a production.
It's different thing.
It's a
different
different business proposition. I'm breaking it down to the simplest.
Yeah, because
form. This is the plan. We want $2 million to invest in the production, right? Our target is to reach 1 million Ghanaians or 1 million audience within 3 years. At an average ticket price of $25. That's $25 million.
$25
now,
is how much in CDs?
That's where we put in at an average of 100 cities.
Okay.
So the question is that if you do a good enough spectacular production that has never been seen before with a cast of 500 people, and you invest a lot of money, let's say like $300,000 in publicity across the country, would you, I'm coming to that, would you be able to entice 1 million people to see it out of a population of 28 million? I believe we can. Now, this is our plan. We're not doing it at the National Theatre. We're not doing it anywhere. We're building our own collapsible tent theatre. So, for example, at the Children's Park, we'll have our tent theatre. We have everything, our light, our sound, our props. We even have an art market. So it's a whole experience that you come in with your children, you buy food.
Festival.
It's a festival. So we are playing in Accra for 3 months. You know that from Thursday to Sunday, Mansa Musa is playing. For 3 months, we do 50 shows a month. 50 shows a season across 3 months.
Okay.
2,000 audience per show. That's 100,000.
Doable. What's the name of the South African group that came to Ghana?
All we need is 100,000 audience.
Charterhouse brought to Ghana.
Umoja.
Yes.
So we can then, when we are done, we'll put everything into a trailer. We'll go to Kumasi so we can travel with it. All we need is 100,000 people paying 100 Ghana cedis or $25. To give us $2.5 million out of that $2 million investment, and we'll even break even. All we need is 100,000 people.
It sounds sweet on paper.
Very sweet.
Of course, but
it sounds sweet on paper, but the question I'm asking myself,
I know, but with the
will
right
anybody pay
investment,
100 Ghana?
No, I said an average.
Watch.
But you pay 70 Ghana to go and watch
Listen,
in a cinema.
got
In a
too
cinema.
much noise
Review.
about it.
But we are talking about theatre.
Yes,
here.
of course.
And look,
You have to
theatre
create
in Ghana
something
right
that
about
people
now
love
is
it.
something for the elites.
Yes.
To tell you the truth.
Then you
It's something for the elites, and they are in the minority. And so far as
the
the
other thing
populace
is
is
that
concerned,
after the first showing,
yeah.
give or take 3 days after, you won't get the same
No.
number of people coming.
but that's, you see, it's a whole structure. You are, you see,
Because the ordinary
Are you just
Because
thinking
you're
about
watching.
Accra or you're thinking about Ghana?
No, he's saying he's
Ghana.
going to do 3 months in Accra.
Yes,
and
so
I'm
no,
saying
so
that you
it's-
might get a full house in the
Yes.
first night, maybe in the second night.
Yes.
Okay,
It will
give or take the
dwindle-
first week.
No,
but for the whole 3 months,
you have to look at
who
best
else is going to watch it?
No, you see, that's
You
why
have
I'm
to look
saying
at
that
best practices
the
elsewhere.
market size
What
is
is the
quite
market size?
narrow because
Greater
you are
Accra
appealing to
population is 4
elites.
million.
People
Yeah,
Yeah,
who
but the 4 million,
are
the
high
4
up there.
million are not. Listen.
And I'm not
Out of the
targeting
4 million,
yes.
out of the 4 million, you might not even get 100,000 who are very, interested
But
in
that's
place.
theatre. Yeah.
People don't know what they are interested in until you show them and you give them a reason. There are a lot of slave queens, people who don't like comics, who are going to see Black Panther. Why? Is it because there's someone who has never seen any Marvel movie or any Marvel production who was in the theater watching Black Panther? Because you create the market. You can't say because there's no market, you not introduce a product. People are fickle.
But
you have to
out of everything you said, we
Yes.
didn't hear anything about how you're going to create that noise about
No,
it.
but that's, it's not
But isn't this part of the noise?
Yes, it's part of that.
Oh, you got it already.
Out of this $2 million, we have 20% of it going into marketing and publicity. Now imagine we are buying airtime, Joy FM, Adom FM, Peace FM, everywhere we have our billboards. People are talking about it. But even beyond investing in the hype, I believe that when people come and see the production, the word of mouth effect alone will sell it. That is why you have to create a spectacle.
If I had 2 million, I would have given it to you to see how it's going to go. I'm getting interested now.
I refuse to believe that a country of 28
If you give them the money, then they go buy
create a
V8
production and get 100,000 people to see. I refuse to believe it. Don't we have about 40,000 people going to the stadium to watch a football match?
Oh, come on, you're talking about football.
I know, but I want you to
But it
understand
doesn't happen
that
again
is
these
the
days.
passion of the nation.
Yes,
Doesn't happen
because
again.
there's no longer branding and excitement. So you create excitement around a product and people will run towards it.
Yes, it's
Mama,
easier
I
said than
promise you,
done.
on the first, of course, I'm not saying that we're just going to sit down.
Yes.
It takes a lot
But
of thinking
Uncle
and
Lebo has
planning.
created a lot
You're
of
talking
excitement
about on
around
the
it.
Before you started feeling the theater,
Yeah, but I've not seen his theater.
Do you know that KSM
being
with
put out
Tsegah-
for 3
with-
days.
John, do you know that KSM with Tsegah of the Returnee, when he did it, filled the National Theatre 15 times? But to back to back to back 15 times.
And what is
I
the
kid you
story
not.
now? What is the story now?
No, but why did he? Because he came with something and he created an excitement and people patronized
But
it.
now, what is the
And
story?
let's forget about that now. It's not
But
because
yours is gonna be now.
But he's not doing
my point
anything
is
now.
that when before
No, but
KSM
he's
came,
been doing it, but it's
before
not like
KSM
when he came and
what
he-
was happening? Nothing.
Yeah.
So you create a product that people are excited
You see,
about.
I'm
So,
happy-
so essentially,
I'm happy you
so-
talked about
so
something. There's
essentially-
an effect
Yes.
called novelty effect.
Yeah.
When something is new,
Yes.
people want to go and see.
Just like this Black Panther.
Just like this Black
It's a
Panther.
new
After
thing.
a
That's why
while,
everybody's
the
going-
interest
It will
wanes.
go-
The
go down.
interest
That is one
because
thing.
if you have seen it. But how long can you sustain? But my point, are there practices to show that theater productions have been running for 50 years abroad?
Yeah.
50
Yes,
years.
abroad.
Yes, so
In Ghana,
yes.
the beacon for theater
Yes.
production is Uncle Eboha,
Yes.
whether you like it or not.
I
From the
do not
1970s.
disagree.
Yes, yes.
I mean, in terms
He's
of
the
contemporary
big,
times.
yes. I mean, he is the beacon,
Yeah.
the light of hope
Yeah.
And
in the
he
theater
always
industry.
feels
Yes, and even he
The theater.
hasn't got those lofty aspirations
No, but
yet
it
because
shouldn't
he
be
knows
because
it will
of
take
him.
time.
No, but the
Oh,
fact
but
that-
he shouldn't
the fact
go
that he
for
hasn't
what
gotten
No,
that
no, no,
generation-
no, you're not getting me.
What I'm doing
Look,
is
being
essentially
realistic is
different
different
from
from
what
being
Uncle Eboha is
idealistic.
doing.
Look,
But
let's
these
get
are-
it.
but
There's
hang
a
on,
very
but-
great
but
difference
this
between
is true.
idealism
But
and realism.
But the problem
But
is
are
that
they not
you
two
are
different-
real.
we
two
cannot
different
transform this
styles?
country without
You do
idealism.
it in stages.
But am I not?
So
I
hang
didn't
on.
just wake up to say I'm doing a production.
So
of
hang on.
2 million
I
is not
think
money.
that
I feel like
Dawn
I'm
is
stuck in the middle of two
In
politicians.
entertainment industry, it's a chicken feed.
I think that Dawn is still very skeptical, but,
course.
but it's good
But he has
that
the right
you
to.
face somebody
No,
like him
no,
because in going out there to look
Of
for the
course.
funds,
It's
you
not
come
gonna be
across
easy.
you come across
No,
people.
assuming,
You come ac-
assuming he has to
So-
probably is
so
the
I get
accountant
it.
for somebody
But
who has given
I-
the
Let us also understand
you two
that-
will have to go on Hit FM, so I don't want to sabotage Mr. Hagler's
Oh,
production.
they are going on it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't
So
worry.
you know,
you are not happy you
just
are living
in,
here.
in wrapping up this, tell me truthfully, is this doable? Because he's outlined.
The next 20
Evidence.
years, fine.
Really?
Yes.
But there's
Wow.
the thinking that will keep us where we are.
No,
today.
you see, we
No,
need
but
to
like,
get
it's
people
his
to
opinion.
believe
Oh, no,
in the industry to pump that amount of money.
Opinion.
But
But I'm not
we
looking
need
for the
people to
industry.
believe in the industry first.
I need
before
people to
they can
believe in
pump-
me.
No,
That's not about the industry. I
no.
need people to believe in me and the vision that I'm selling. I need someone to believe that if you do something,
Chief Moment,
a production, can you
Were
get
you able to
100,000
sell that
today?
vision to Ogbejeke, the Ogbejeke vision to Ghana Assisty?
When
that well?
before I did
You
Ogbejeke-
failed
No, I
miserably,
didn't
woefully.
fail. I didn't fail.
You failed.
Ghana 60 cheated me.
Even
That's
on that
50%.
small level, you
It's
failed.
like a vision I was selling
I'm
to
telling
Ghana
you.
50. I didn't even sell it to them. Ghana 50 came from my production. So this one, let's not
Ghana
even bring Ghana
60.
60.
Ghana 60,
Ghana
yeah.
60.
No,
That
no,
one,
no, no.
It was a cheat. So let's not even bring that in. And let's not even bring that before I say
Yeah.
something that is not
Yeah.
going to be
No,
done.
I agree. I agree. Let's
but-
stay on course.
Okay, I'll
let's
conclude
let's stay
when
on course.
everyone gives his
So,
concluding statement.
Michael, what do you think? What do you think? Is this doable?
It is doable, Mamavi, but I like people with vision. Especially when they are so passionate about the vision and they tell you everything about it. But you live in a country where you have $2.5 million being used for GP posts or something. I mean, just to get a whole nation under
The address system.
some sort of address system. 2.5 million for a whole nation, and that created a lot of noise. And now you are looking for 2 million to do a stage play. So in the minds of the people who are supposed to sponsor it, they are like 2 million. And then
So it's
how
too
they-
much.
2 million is too much in my view.
How much is?
But I think
how much is
probably
a more realistic
$500,000
figure? $500,000
to start with. You understand? That one I can help you to get it.
Oh no, you can start.
But like the 2 million we are looking at the next
Mama,
20 years.
No, I can't say that. Probably next year you can get somebody.
Okay,
Look,
so
it's all about the
Chimome-
vision being
Mama,
sold well.
Okay.
Before I
so
did-
Chimome,
yeah.
this is what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure this is the first time that you're
Of
coming
course.
across criticisms.
Oh no.
of
That
your
yeah.
vision.
That's why I was
And-
giving you
and
an example.
Particularly the figure.
Yeah.
Having listened to a lot of people, are you cutting down
Nope.
the cost?
Absolutely
are you,
not.
Are you giving up? Are you waiting for maybe a later time?
Let me tell you something. Before I started work by JK in 2015, I was earning less than 1,000 Ghana cedis. When I put together my plan for Obajeke, my budget was 250,000 Ghana cedis. I said I wanted to do Ghana's biggest theater production with a cast and crew of 150. I talked to my friends, and I will grab a salary, and I will pay 200,000. But guess what? We're able to get 100,000 Ghana cedi sponsorship. We didn't reduce the production. We still went ahead to do a production that was worth 250 Ghana. Anything I am, I'm always broke because as for the production, they will do it. This
See that you are
is
always
not
broke.
coming from a normal place. This is a vision that has been given to me and an inspiration.
I like this
I
guy.
believe that until we do things bold and we invest in big ventures, we are not going to transform anything in this country. And you know what? It is the renegades, it is the unconventionals, it is the visionaries who have changed society everywhere. And I want to promise all of you here that this Mansa Musa production is going to be a big game changer in the art and culture and entertainment industry in this country. The fact that others have not done it doesn't mean that Chief Momo will not do it.
You can do it.
When I sat down to put together my production plan, I want to promise you that on the 1st of November, Friday, 1st of November 2019, Mansa Musa production
2019.
Yes, that's 2019. Mansa Musa production will open somewhere in this Accra.
Why would you prefer to do the fight towards independence, something like King more akin to that?
It's just a suggestion.
Yeah, he's giving you a
and I'm telling you that Mansa Musa is not just about him, it is a conduit into an African past. And we have entered an era where people are looking for edifying African content. Why do you think that Ryan Coogler is thinking about doing a Mansa Musa movie?
Okay.
Why not a Yaya Santua movie?
I get you.
We are thinking global.
Yeah, sure. And I like
But
that.
of course,
we have
starting
to
local.
Thank you. It's very important. No, it's very important to start from. You solidify your base.
But he's always
first.
started from here.
Yes.
In fact, he started from home, University of Ghana.
10 years ago, I've been doing historical poetry.
And they've always given you broke.
So I haven't seen some of your episodes before. You've done something
that is why you don't believe. That's why you don't believe in his vision. That's I get it now.
See what
a lot of people may not have seen it too as well.
But if we have been able to do so much,
I think majority of the people out there haven't seen one.
It doesn't matter.
No. So
all I need is
I fall within that category.
Yeah.
All I need is just a few.
And I'm asking that, have you done such stories before about like Kwame Nkrumah, Yaya Santua?
No,
have you done it?
Yeah, they've been doing that.
Absolutely.
But you know,
we have a deal with the 5th of March.
He said 1st of November.
Okay, so you can sit at home
Friday.
Sit at home on 7th of March.
So it's going to
and watch
open
our
on
show
a Friday with Idris Elba playing Mansa Musa.
Oh, for real?
Hey, this man is
What to
dreaming.
get us the international?
I like big dreams.
No, that's my target.
Have you seen our stage play
This
before?
sounds
Okay.
I want you to record this show.
Have you
Let's
been
record
on
it.
On Thursday. What month comes before November?
October.
October. Is it, how many days have October?
31, I guess.
I think it's 31.
31.
On Thursday before the Friday, let us have a show here.
Okay.
With
all
the
right.
same audience.
That will be it. That will be it.
If
We
God
will
give
talk
us
about
life.
the other matters that we haven't been able to talk
Okay.
about. So, the Dawn is on radio on Hits FM this afternoon. 2
You
or after
say
the news
wait,
of 1.
Yeah, after the news of
After
one.
the news of 1.
Yes.
Ola Michael, thank you so much for your time.
You're
and Chief
welcome.
Roman, as always.
Thank you.
We thank you for watching this. Stay with us. Crystal is next. We're talking to one of the women who'll be speaking to Crystal. Is a woman who opened up to us sometime last year about the challenges in childbirth, and they're taking it to a whole new level, helping other women who find themselves in similar situations. So this is a very crucial conversation. Stay with us. It will be Crystal and her guest up next on the AM show.